Well, what are some big things we're going to focus on this morning? I know you've got a lot to share.
I do. Actually, a lot of times I set them on the counter, and so we've got a lot of products sitting up here. Number one, I'm going to start with the ponds. If you've got algae problems, there's a product called Green Clean, and that's exactly what it is. It cleans up that algae, works beautifully, and does a quick job on it. I had some, even though I've got the barley bales in my pond, I still had some algae coming in, and they were causing me some grief and some problems. And so I used this product about 3 weeks ago, and I haven't had algae since. And it just really works well. This is a dry product. It is a powder. Sprinkle it on, and what it does is just kills that algae immediately. And that's what it says, immediate algae control, and it does work right away. It smothers that algae so you don't have that problem. Product I really would recommend. It treats, controls, and then it prevents it. And I haven't had any problems since.
Should you put that in before it rains or after? Does it make a difference?
It really doesn't matter. I was going to say, I know you do take your pump down as far as you shut your pump off for a little bit so you don't have aeration for, I think it was 20 minutes, if I remember right. And so you keep that down, and then you go and start it back up, and it starts aerating that the product through that pond. But it does a beautiful job, cleans up fast, and that's what we're all into is what can we do that's quick, easy, and keeps it going, keeps it done. And that's what we're going to talk about, some of that kind of stuff today.
Okay, what's the name of that again?
It's called Green Clean. So think of algae, which is green, and we're going to clean it up. So Green Clean.
Great name. Leave it to Fertilome to come up with good ideas, names.
That's right. They do. They come up with some really great ones. My favorite product. What is my favorite product out there? Weed-free zone.
Yeah, good. Yay. I got 10 points on that.
Yeah. It's one of those products where we always want to go ahead and dandelions and even bindweed is listed on there. They have got a long list of weeds that it will control. This is a product you can use all but probably the month of, I think they say August, because it gets just too hot for this product. But it's as low as 46 degrees, as high as I think they said 90 on this label.
Ooh.
Always read your label. But it's a great product. It works for a long area. It also works in buffalo grass, and that is what's so great, is because it's hard to find a product that will work for buffalo grass. This one works great. So control those weeds and get them gone. And that way you have a beautiful area and beautiful lawn.
Again, follow those label directions.
Oh, yes. Please, no matter what it is, no matter what bottle you grab, always make sure that you read the directions, because every product is totally different.
And do you think sometimes from year to year a product might be tweaked a little bit, or the directions might be changed a little bit?
They are. And so, yes. And so you do want to check it. Even though you think you may know, or you used it before, they may have changed the rate on it, on how you use it, or maybe some of the precautions and that. So it is wise to read your directions each time you use it.
Good. Okay.
And if you're using a number of different products for different, whether it's insecticide or weed control or whatever, it's easy to get confused. Oh, did I use this for that, or that? So it's a good precautionary so that you're not getting yourself in trouble.
Is it a good idea to mark the products, for instance, if you have a half bottle left of when you last used it or when you purchased it, so you can kind of keep everything fresh?
It is a wise idea. Also, you do not want these to be froze in the winter. So if you have an unheated garage, it's wise to keep them inside where they will not freeze, because that will actually destroy a lot of your chemicals. So you want to make sure they don't get that they don't freeze. And so, yeah, it's wise to put a purchase date on those. It's also wise, if you have an extra calendar, keep your calendar where you keep your chemicals, and then whenever you go and put weed control on, insect control on, anything like that, mark it down on your calendar, and that way you're not overdoing it. Or, say you want to know it was a 3-month product. when was the last time I did it? That's hard to remember sometimes, 3 months.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Especially with our busy schedules these days, you think, well, let's see, that was just a couple of weeks ago.
yeah, exactly, and it may have been a month. So, yeah, that's right. So, so that's something you want to make sure. And as we're talking about insecticides, I talked about something last week, and I actually got to do one of, I had a problem with millers in one of my big garages, so I went and used one of these products. It worked wonderful.
Really?
I have many dustpans worth of dead millers because of it. I used one of the foggers in one of my shops, and it really worked well. I know people are complaining about the miller population. We've had a lot of those little moths everywhere. And 2 products that Fertilome makes is the Total Release Fogger. This works very well in, especially if you've got a big area as far as shops go, basements. You can use it for your whole house if if you're interested in doing that. But I used it on a shop, and it worked great. Make sure that you don't have any furnaces or hot water heaters lit at the time. Make sure they are shut off, and then release this. It works very, very well.
Wow. How long does it take?
This took, I actually set mine off and then went back in the morning to check, so I really don't know. So, but that's the way I did mine, just so I didn't have to worry about it. And the next morning, I had a major job.
I bet.
Cleaning up. And what I did was I cleaned up first. I had all the floors cleaned and everything of the dead millers that I had in the beginning, released this, and then cleaned it up again. And so it worked very well. The other one that we have, it's a Fertilome product also. It's an indoor-outdoor multi-purpose insect spray. And this works very well, too. If you are just wanting to do, like around the cracks of your house, around the door frames and all that, it's like it puts a barrier around that, and they're not sitting in there trying to get into the cracks and crevices. That has been a great one, too. Also, a number of people have been complaining about the ants have been so bad. This is a great product to go and spray into the cracks and crevices, and you don't have to worry about the ants coming into your house.
Good idea. Well, now's the time because it's starting to warm up, and those ants are going to think, "Hey, we're getting hungry."
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go. Exactly. Let's go marching, guys. Let's go find food.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a good time of the year to be dealing with that, and these 2 products work really well for that.
Okay, let's get the product name again there at Shores, Bumper to Bumper.
The one that I really liked was a fogger, and it's called Total Release Fogger, and that's the one I used in my shop, and it worked so well. For around your cracks, crevices, doorways, window frames, and this works indoors, outdoors. It's an indoor-outdoor multi-purpose insect spray. This one works very, very well for that. Will not harm your animals, and the smell is not bad at all. And sometimes that is something we want to make sure, whether we have people that are sensitive to sprays or older people, little tiny, like especially babies and all, we want to make sure that smell and those chemicals are not going to be harmful to anyone. This is a good product that I've not had any problems with.
Yeah, good idea for allergies or sensitivity. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so, and that's something we really do have to watch. And I noticed that with Fertilome, they do a lot of that. They do a lot of testing, and they do a lot of taking people's sensitivities to that into consideration on that.
Mm-hmm. Well, they have a lot of things to protect themselves and the people and the pets and the house. You don't want to go in the house and a month later it's, ooh boy, I won't use that again.
Right, exactly. And so that's what's nice about that. We don't have to worry about that. So anyway, so those are the things that I really wanted to hit on immediately, because those are the things that are hitting us kind of bad and hard and ugly.
Yeah. Well,
And that's what I had a lot of questions about this week also.
good. And you can count on Shores and Fertilome, Shores Bumper to Bumper, to have these in stock, and they know how to get it to you. They'll take it out, put it in your car, truck, or however. Just a nice deal.
That's right. They just don't put it on for you.
Yeah.
You have to take care of that yourself. I tried. They don't do that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we've got that firmly established.
Yes. So, okay, now we'll go to the fun stuff. Now is a great time to be thinking, okay, we're going to be working on our garden again. And I know a lot of people have garden in. It seems crazy. This is only the 5th of May, but a lot of people do have most of their garden in. Usually our last freeze date is until around the 14th of May. I'm hoping that that doesn't happen as advanced as everything is this year. But a lot of gardens are in, or people are working on them hard this weekend. Bedding plants. I'm putting a plug in for my store. We just got another big shipment of bedding plants in. So you come get your Revive, your root stimulator, all those Fertilome products that you need, and then come down and get beautiful bedding plants from me down at Designs Unlimited, and we'll help you plan your garden and figure out exactly which plants you need and all that. And so this would be a great weekend to be working on that. Also, Shores has a large selection of Northern King seeds, and everything from pumpkins to beets to carrots, plus the flower seeds. And so come on down and get your seeds, and that way, and they're fresh seeds.
Yeah, and these are the good quality seeds. They're not 12 cents a pack.
Right, exactly. These are the good quality seeds, and they are dated for this year.
Well, they're for this area, too.
And they are for this area, that's right.
Makes a big difference.
That's right. So I decided that we were going to grow some pumpkins, so I've got some pumpkin seeds set aside just for this year's planting.
Oh, good. Can you grow a pumpkin in a square box or a crate or something? Have you tried that?
I have done the square foot gardening, but you just plant one hill within that box. What do we do? Four by four boxes, I think, that time. And so what I like to do is just have an area where I can just dedicate just for my vining crops, and that's what I'll do again this year.
Do you need a big area for that?
Yes, especially for pumpkins. They like a lot of area to crawl.
How about a lot of water?
The more water you give them, the better off you are. Plus, you know where they grow all these great big pumpkins?
Yeah, the big whoppers.
The big whoppers, and those. You know what the special ingredient is to get them growing bigger?
Well, I'm guessing sugar water or milk.
Milk. That is, pumpkins will grow better and bigger with milk.
So will humans sometimes. Well, that is amazing. Milk for pumpkins. I thought it was one of those two.
Hey, Keith is talking to me too. He just handed me a new product. It's a flat weeper hose, and he was saying one of our master gardeners said this is such a great hose. And so this looks great, and actually this looks like a wonderful thing to put in our pumpkin patch.
Looks like it'll last.
Yeah.
For that other
and what is it? I can't hear him, but what is it again?
It's a flat weeper hose. It's actually a drip hose or a weeping hose. And actually, as we're talking about pumpkins, cucumbers, and all that, in fact, I really like the looks of this. It is a 50-foot hose, and it's one of those things that you could go and put within your vining areas and hook up your hose to it, and it'd be so easy because you could turn it on, and it would water that one area perfectly. And pumpkins, watermelon, cantaloupe, cucumbers, all of your vining crops take a lot of water, but it's one of those things that they want the water on the root area, not necessarily the whole area. So if you use the weeper hose, you're watering just the area that's needing it, and that's all.
And you can water on windy days.
You can, and that's what's nice, too. And you don't have to worry about losing it into the atmosphere.
Wow.
So, no, great product. I'm glad Keith just showed that to me.
Keith Braceland, yeah, he knows his stuff, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
All
right.
I
was going to say, and they're always trying to find new products and products that people are wanting to use here and now.
Well, if they can do it. And Shore's Bumper to Bumper, downtown Goodland, my goodness, they've been open since 5 this morning, and they have all your Fertilome yard and garden products, your Simplicity, your Toro mowers, and tillers and weed trimmers, gas and battery powered. There's garden wagons, gloves, hand tools, you name it. They have so much for you, the gardener, and that's not all they have. If you haven't been to Shore's lately, you're missing the boat. Christie, Shore's just has so much in there. Speaking of the garden and the watering products, Shore's can also help out and make your own little sprinkling system, your sprinkling hose or whatever you need.
They do. And as I'm saying, if you've got a hose that needs to be fixed, they can do that. If you need a hose that needs to be certain lengths, they can put those factory ends on them. So you're not wasting, you're not having hoses just laying everywhere where you don't need them. Say if you need a 12-foot length, they've got the flexion hose where they can cut them, put the factory ends on them, and you've got it perfect for that certain length where you need it. And, yes, and like you said, it's a lifetime hose, and that is what's so good about that.
Well, if they have in-ground sprinklers or are putting in-ground sprinklers and need new parts or those little junction boxes or pivot heads or whatever, Shore's has those too.
Yes, they do. They have 2 aisles of all of those parts, and you name it, from the spaghetti, what we call the spaghetti tubing, to actually the PVC, all of the heads, everything you need. They've got them.
Last week, Christie, I think you talked about Shore's put together a project for a lady that had to water up above her head or something like that, and they made a little tube on that. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that was great, especially if you're going to have hanging baskets. They are hard to keep watered at all times. And the nice thing is, too, then you get the timer to put on this, and if you get the battery-operated one, it will turn your water on when you need it, how you need it. And so it just makes life simple. And that's what we need these days, is we need simple, plus we need to be able to know that it's being done. I'd still recommend that you go and check, make sure that your batteries are working at all times, and that it is watering at the time you're wanting it to water. But yes, this makes it so easy for everybody. Plus, if you need a sprinkler built, because, we have the impact sprinklers, we have the little round sprinklers. We have sprinklers of all kinds that you can buy that are factory made. But sometimes those are not exactly what you need for an area. Shore's can actually build you a sprinkler using the different sprinkler heads and make it for your specific area. And that's what's nice also. So come in, tell the guys exactly the amount of space you're needing to cover, the exact, whether it's a quarter circle, whether it's a half circle, maybe a full circle. But they can build the sprinkler for your specific area.
Sounds like the can-do store.
Yes, it is. That's right. That's right.
Really is.
It is. And I have to brag about my mower. I got the Simplicity mower. I was mowing the other night. One of the things, it is quiet enough that I could hear a text coming in on my phone.
Really?
Actually, my phone was in my pocket, and so that tells you just how quiet it is. And not always a good thing.
well, yeah. But listen, I wouldn't go out mowing without a telephone either.
I know, and that's the thing. But that is how quiet it is. And so, a lot of people think that, mowers, they're so loud and so noisy and everything. That is a good thing, too, about the Simplicity. It is not that overbearing, and loud and so forth. Another thing about that I will say is it does not vibrate. And that is something that I noticed with my other mowers, that there was always that vibration and you could feel that. This does not have that. And it has cut my mowing time by at least 15 minutes. And, it's a great mower. I'm very, very pleased. It's a heavy-duty mower, but it's not so heavy that I can't push it around. And I have hills that I have to do within my lawn area. And it just climbs those hills so beautifully, and it just makes mowing easy.
And what about starting? It's just one pull and you're going.
Oh, it is. I really like that. And so, yeah, it's an easy mower to use. Really like this thing.
Well, I'm going to put...
Then
go ahead.
They have a new product out here, and it's called the Core gasless trimmer. And haven't got to personally try this, but I'm seriously thinking about it. It is also a very quiet trimmer. A lot of those things are so overbearing or so loud and everything. This one is not. It is gasless. It is a rechargeable battery pack. And the nice thing is you don't have to get going and then it dies on you. This has a 90-minute run time on it, which I think I'll probably run out of energy before it runs out of energy.
Well, I went down and held that thing, and it is so nicely balanced, and you don't get that in those gas mowers or gas trimmers, but this battery-powered unit, Keith showed me, it is beautiful.
It is nice. And the nice thing is that it's got a long extension on it, which really makes it nice so that if you are trimming, I've got ditches that I have to do. And this, I can really see that this thing's going to be a great thing because I can actually stand on the level area and work down, and it's also not going to be throwing it back at me. You know, I'm not going to be standing too close that it's going to hurt me, and that's what's nice about this. It is very well balanced. On those gas ones, they are not balanced well. I mean, no matter how you do it, you still got that gas behind you, and I just really am impressed with this product. I'm anxious to try it out.
Well, leave it to Shores to have the latest in the goodies.
That's right, exactly. So
they do.
The other thing that I want to talk to, I know a number of people have said that they have had chiggers so bad in their lawns this year where it's already so early. Shores and Fertilome has a product, it's Natural Guard, which is an organic product. It contains the diatomaceous earth, which is actually seashells that are ground very, very fine. And like I said, this is organic. And not only does Fertilome carry the products with the chemicals and everything, but they also carry the organic treatments for grubs, for your fleas, for your any of your ants, cockroaches, any of that. You can put this product on. You don't have to worry about all the chemicals with your animals, with your children, with your older people, and you can take care of that. And I guess, like I said, mosquitoes, the chiggers, all that problem that has been pretty bad this year because we're starting out early. And so this is something that you can do. It's also dust-free, which is really nice because a lot of your chemicals will have dust. That dust, it comes back at you. Your Natural Guard, which is their Fertilome product that is organic. Remember, Natural Guard. They are dust-free. And
dust-free.
That's something that we want to remember.
And I like the name again.
Yes, Natural Guard. And that is your organic. Want to remember that. And like a lot of people have gotten into this. And that's one thing that Shores tried to do. Go on both sides. Have organic and have the chemical. It is hard to say that, how to say that exactly, because both of them have chemicals in it, but some of them, like I said, are organic. So remember that. They have for grub control. They have for your lawns. If you're going to have a picnic or something, you're going to have kids playing in your grass. You don't want to have the mosquito and chigger problem. This would be a great product to put out. You do want to water it in, but you don't have to water it so hard. So you could actually put it on that morning, water lightly, and then you're ready to go for that evening get-together.
Oh, I like
Especially with graduation coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Mother's Day.
Ooh, Mother's Day.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of moms that love to garden.
Oh, they do. And, you know, they've got a lot of wonderful, wonderful tools down here that any mother would want to have, make life easy, make life simple. You know, I remember a kid or two that had ruined a tool of mine. And I remember getting the tool for Mother's Day.
Well, really, yeah.
So, if Johnny has been out there and been messing with Mom's tool and, ruined one of Mom's tools, now maybe it'd be a great time to go and replace that tool that you took care of.
Well, and get her another one, too. Make it 2 of them.
Well, I was going to say, and make sure that you get her a good heavy-duty tool.
Well, there's so many great things. Garden, your big tools, your little tools. Get Mom maybe one of those nice garden wagons.
Oh, exactly. That'd be a nice Mother's Day gift. Get her a nice wagon, and then maybe put some tools in, put some seeds in, maybe a bag or 2 of fertilizer. That'd be a great Mother's Day gift.
Sure, or even a bucket of tools and a little bag of fertilizer or whatever you like. There's so many great ideas. Shores can help you, and you've got good ideas, too.
Well, I was going to say, if anybody needs some ideas or needs some ideas or some things that how to make life simpler in the garden, come on down and talk to us either here at Shores, or you can come down to my store too, and then I send you down to Shores.
Good enough. Well, we have about 3 minutes left. Christy, what are some other things you need to focus on?
Well, I was going to say another thing that as we're planting that garden, make sure that I know it's not too late to be planting your onions. If you're wanting to plant onions yet, and like I said, I do still have some of the onion plants down at my store, so come on down, get some of those, and then come down to Shores and get the turf and grass weed stopper. It is a granule pre-emergent. Put that down, and you won't have to be cleaning those weeds out of those onions constantly. Now, you do not want to use this on the rest of your garden because it will actually keep seeds from coming up. So just use them where you have your onion plants, and it'll keep that area nice and clean of weeds. But it is a great product to use. It does. It prevents weed growth, and it prevents you from having to use that hoe all the time. So we want to make sure that you are doing that. Like I said, keep it simple. That's what we like in the garden. There's enough to do.
I like it too. Well, yeah, and don't forget to water. We still need to water, even though we've had some rain. There's rain in the forecast the next 7 or 8 days, but still keep those water hoses going.
Oh, you do. The other thing is, we're putting new plants in. We've had some pretty intense heat, and so we want to make sure that you keep that watered at all times. And the other thing is you want to do is check your trees and probe that area. Make sure that you've got enough water on those roots of those trees. It has been a little dry, and so we want to make sure that. The other thing I do want to mention too is Arbor Day celebration this year is going to be at Rosewood Park up in the north part of Goodland, and we'll be planting a tree at 1:30 on Thursday. And so come in, Jim Strine, our area forester, will be helping to plant the Arbor Day tree. 4th graders from Central Elementary will be putting items in the time capsule and learning about planting trees. So we'll be doing that on Thursday, May 10th at 1:30 at Rosewood Park. And so come up and help plant a tree. Good.
And Goodland is a Tree City, USA, too.
We are. For 31 years, I think, if I remember right.
That's pretty good.
So it is. We're very proud of that.
Yep.
So come on and take care, learn how to plant the tree the proper way.
Yes, good idea. And water it well.
And water it well, and water, and water, and water.
There it is. All right. Well, Christy, golly, our time has just flown by this day. Thanks for being with us, Christie Rasure. What do you always remind us to do?
Remember to keep those hands dirty.
Keep those hands dirty, indeed. Thanks for being with us. Gardening with the Garden Guru, Christie Rasure, presented by Shores, Bumper to Bumper, and those great quality Fertilome yard and garden products. I'm Curtis Duncan. Thanks for being with us. Enjoy your day with us on Full Service Radio. It's KLOE, Goodland, Kansas. It's 9 o'clock.